Hello, Mighty Kids community. I am so honoured to be here. Thank you, Rachel, for inviting me to do this for your incredible part of your world on the internet. My name is Nicole. I am a certified transformational life coach and certified EFT emotional freedom technique practitioner. I have been helping women and children heal and overcome their anxiety for the last 5 years, and it has been incredible. I've gone from just using talking and other healing modalities to fully incorporating EFT, emotional freedom technique, also known as tapping, into my practice. And that is what I'm going to focus on today for you all. So today I'm going to teach you all about EFT, emotional freedom technique. Other people call it tapping, but it's the same thing. I'm going to refer to it today as EFT. I'm going to talk to you all about that. I'm going to talk to you about what happens to our bodies when we get into that chronic state of fight, flight, and I'm going to talk to you about how you can use this practice for yourself, but also for your children. Nowadays, us women are really, really suffering with just complete burnout. We suffer with chronic anxiety because of everything that's going on around us and all of the balls that we're juggling and the plates that we're carrying and whatever other metaphor you want to use. We are overstimulated, we are overwhelmed. And a lot of the time, when everything just gets too much, we explode. And then we get told it's hormones or we're angry. When actually, okay, yeah, hormones take but that's not the be all and end all of why we end up exploding. We end up exploding because everything is just too much and we don't have an outlet and we forget to look after ourselves. Us women, us mamas, we're so good at looking after everyone else that we forget ourselves. And we have to look after ourselves. We have to take care of ourselves so we can be the best version for our children, for our little people who we want to nurture and love, and give them all the best tools so they can be the healthiest, well-rounded adults they can grow up to be. So EFT, when I started incorporating this into my practice, I've got a beautiful practice here in Dorset. It's in this space here. I welcome women and children in face-to-face, or we do it online on Zoom if you're not local to me. When I incorporated EFT into my healing space, it honestly changed everything. EFT has changed my clients' lives, not only because we cleared so much within our sessions together, but they've learned how to use this tool for life and they can literally tap in and use it at any point. So just to tell you in more detail about EFT. EFT was created by this amazing man called Gary Craig in America in the 1990s. And when we're doing EFT, what we're doing here is we are tapping on our meridian lines, which if you're into things like German New Medicine, if you've had acupuncture and things like that, you would have heard the term meridian lines, which is all through our body. So we're tapping on our meridian lines, and the tapping points that we use for this practice for EFT is the points are linked to our organs and linked to our emotions. So when we're using EFT, we are tapping into whatever we feel we need to at the time. Now, as a mum who had a really, really traumatic birth with my eldest, who's 11 this August, I suffered with PTSD, I suffered with postnatal depression and chronic anxiety and panic attacks. For the first 3 years, I dealt with that on my own, and then I finally reached out and got help. So if any of you are suffering right now, I see you and I've been you, and I know how much it sucks when you're suffering with chronic anxiety and PTSD and postnatal depression. It's really tough. I learned all of these incredible tools along the way. And then when I had my second child, my daughter, who's 4 in November, we had such a beautiful healing birth. And I use all of these tools now within my practice to help women. EFT is helping women overcome birth trauma, which is something I wish I had EFT to overcome my birth trauma with my son. I've used it now. I kind of did the work back then without it, but I wish I'd had it. So I use EFT to help overcome birth trauma. I've had 2 women recently who came to me to clear that. You can use EFT to overcome emotional trauma, to overcome childhood trauma. You can use EFT for chronic anxiety, for panic attacks, after the panic attack, not during. It's such a powerful tool, and you can also use it for positive affirmations, for self-love, for self-confidence, which is a lot of the work that I do with children. So I work with women and children, and it's always anxiety that comes up, overwhelm, overstimulation, everything that us mamas deal with on a daily basis. So the way that it works is our minds, the front of our brains called the amygdala, that is the part of our brains that is in control of our emotions, our thought processes, and kind of everything that's going on. So when we get into a state of like fight, flight, freeze, our body is showing up, is reacting to that with anxiety, with stress, with panic, okay? Gone are the days of fight, flight, and having an actual tiger running towards you. But what we need to do is we need to remind our brains that there is no immediate threat around us. There's no tiger. We're not in the caveman days where we would literally have a tiger chasing after us and our body needed to go into that heightened state of fight, flight to be able to get away. We're not there anymore. It's just our body doing that on a daily basis. It could be in the morning. It could be when we get overwhelmed and tired by the end of the day. We have to remind this part of our brain, the amygdala, that there is no immediate threat around us. There's no tiger chasing us. There's no threat coming to us. It's just our mind and our body reacting to everything that's going on within you. So when we're tapping, we're reminding ourselves that we're safe. We're reminding ourselves that we're okay and that our thought processes don't own us. They don't have to control us. They don't have to take over. If we want them to, we can let them. But we don't have to. That's not how we have to live anymore. So when we do tapping, we are reminding ourselves that we are safe. We are releasing all of that energy within us. When things happen to us in life, whether it's emotional trauma, physical trauma, our minds remember and our bodies remember because everything is linked. We know that our gut and our minds are so heavily linked now. So when we experience trauma and when we don't deal with that trauma, our body stores it, our mind stores it, perhaps in our subconscious, even if we've sort of pushed it back and it's not on our like conscious mind part right now. Our subconscious and our body remembers that. So you would have heard the term getting triggered. What triggers you? Is it a certain sound, a certain smell, a certain voice, a certain place? When things trigger you, there's a reason why. And then one of the most powerful tools you can learn is figuring out why something triggers you. Because if something triggers you and then causes you anxiety, there's a reason for that. There's always a reason why something triggers you. And when you can really sit back and think, why did that trigger me today? That triggered me. Then I got anxious. Why? When you can sit back and ask why and try and figure it out, you are so powerful. You're in the driving seat. You are in the driver's seat of your life. You are an incredibly powerful human being when you can do that. Instead of letting anxiety take over, excessive worry take over, intrusive thoughts take over, you can be in the driver's seat of your mind. You don't have to let it control you. And that's a really powerful thing to do and to learn. So I'm going to show you an EFT sequence for, let's do it on it all. Because let's face it, us mamas, majority of the time are overwhelmed, overstimulated, anxious, stressed. We're all of the things. We are all of the things. And it's always by the end of the day, at dinner time, when you've got a toddler on your leg and a couple of children talking to you, you've got your husband walking in saying, I can't find something. And you're just like, ah. So within those moments, let me just teach you something really quickly. Within that time frame, when you can't necessarily take yourself off because you are doing cooking dinner and all the things are going on, you can do some simple breath work. just to help ease your nervous system, ease your, like start to regulate your nervous system. And you can breathe in for 4 and breathe out for 8. That breath, breathing in for 4 and out for 8, I know it may feel a bit alien at first, but is a really incredible breath, and that will start to calm you down. Okay, so you can do that. And you can also just do this. This is our first point, our first tapping point, the karate chops. Children love this one because of the name. But you can also do this. Okay, and you can also just do this. Just give yourself that big, 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 big squeeze and just say, I am safe. I am okay. I am safe. And if you can do that in those moments when you can't take yourself away to go and do a tapping sequence to calm you down, just that will get you through the breath work, the 4-8 breath. I'm okay. I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm safe. Do that, and that will really help in that moment. So if you follow along with me, you've got, this is the first tapping point, the karate chop. Then you've got the top of the head, almost like the crown. You've got the inner eyebrow. You've got the outer eyebrow. You've got under the eye, under the nose, under the mouth. And then you've got your collarbone. So your bone's here, just underneath your collarbone. Okay. There is also a point under your arm, which is in line with your bra strap, ladies. But if you forget that, which a lot of people do, it doesn't matter. Okay. When I'm doing physical tapping on my clients through their sequence, I don't get them to lift up their arm to do that point, and it still has exactly the same effect. Now, it doesn't matter what hand you use. Okay. It doesn't matter what side you use. You'll find some people do double points here and here and here and then go down to singular, or you'll find some practitioners just do single. Again, it doesn't matter. If you're in public and you need to do this at any point because you're feeling anxious, I have clients who, when they're on the train and they're traveling, that can generate some anxiety. So what they do is they just sit there and they just hold the points and just say the wording in their head. And that is also very powerful to do. No one's going to notice you doing that. Okay. So as I said, the tapping points are on your meridian lines. They're linked to your organs and to your emotions, and it's clearing the anxious energy, the overwhelmed energy that's within us. We want to clear it. We want to expel it from our bodies. So we tap on the points and we use words. So you can follow along with me now. When you do this again in the future, change the words so they resonate with you. Change the words so depending on where you feel your anxiety. For me, or when I still get a bit anxious now. I do, but I have tools in place to help me. But when I had really bad chronic anxiety, it was here and I felt like I couldn't breathe properly. It was in my tummy. I couldn't eat and my hands were so shaky like this. My hands used to be like that. So anxiety will show up different for everyone. So ask yourself now, how does anxiety show up for me? You may be similar to me or you may be completely different. We are all so different. So when you do this on your own and in the future, you can change the words for where your anxiety is at that time. And what's really good to do, if you remember to do it, is ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, how anxious am I feeling right now? So let's say it's a 9. And then after you've done the sequence of EFT, you can see it, check in again and see if the numbers come down, and hopefully it has. And if it's come down and you're still feeling a bit anxious, do another round until you feel like you're really calm. EFT is amazing to do at the end of the day. So when you've had that day of just everything's too much, work, kids, life, everything, it's really good to do at the end of the day before you go to bed or when you've got the children to bed and you just need to calm down. It's really good to do an EFT sequence on yourself, and it will just shift all of that energy within you, and you'll sleep better. Because going to sleep when you're anxious and stressed, you're not going to have a good night's sleep. You're not. So if you can do a tapping sequence when you're feeling kind of on edge and anxious, do it before bed. This is a practice that can take less than 5 minutes. And I'm going to show you now. So we're going to start on the karate chop. Deep breaths. So give it a go now, follow along with my words. But when you do this in the future, you can use your own wording. In this moment right now, I'm choosing to focus on me. I'm choosing to focus on me and all the feelings that are going on within my body. I'm feeling anxious. I'm feeling stressed. I'm just feeling overwhelmed and overstimulated. It's been a day. So I'm tuning in now to help myself relax, to feel more peaceful and more calm. All this anxiety in my body, all this stress in my body, I just feel so overwhelmed, so overstimulated. It's been a day. It's been a hard day. And I just want to feel calmer. I feel so anxious right now. I feel like I can't take a deep breath. My tummy's whirling and I'm shaky. And I just feel on edge. I feel like I could cry. I feel like I could scream. I just feel totally on edge. This anxiety is making me feel even more stressed. And I just want to feel calm. It's been a day today. Today has been a lot. But I got through it. And I'm helping myself now. I'm helping myself feel calmer now. I'm going to take some deep breaths. Anxiety doesn't own me. Anxiety does not own me. I got through today. I did it. I got through today. It was tough, but I did it. And anxiety doesn't own me. It doesn't control me. I'm calm. I am feeling calmer now. I'm feeling less anxious. And I'm feeling less stressed. I'm feeling calmer now. I'm feeling a lot calmer now. My anxiety it's coming down. My anxiety is coming down. I'm feeling so much better. So there's a demo on how you can use EFT. So as I've said, that was quite generic. If you know the reason why you're anxious, if you know the reason why you're stressed, put that in. Say, I am anxious because, I am stressed because, this happened, that happened, I'm feeling like this because. And you go round and almost do like the negative part of it first, and then you start turning it into a positive. And throughout the time, you might find that you're yawning, you might feel your shoulders drop, your eyes might stream. That is all of that energy coming out and moving around, and that's a really good sign. So as I said, rate it 1 to 10 in the beginning, and then see after the first round if you feel better, and keep doing it until you feel better. But you can use that at any point. It doesn't just have to be at the end of the day. I have clients who wake up feeling anxious about their day ahead. So you can use it about your day ahead. And the most important thing is just to remind yourself how safe you are, that you're safe and that you're loved and that you can do this. You can use it if you're at work and you're getting stressed and something's happened and you're stressed and you're anxious. Take yourself off to the car, take yourself off to the toilet. You don't have to say the words out loud. You can say it quietly in your head and just go and do a round. This tool is so incredible to learn. It's so simple. It's so easy, and you can do it anywhere, literally. And it does help. I promise you it helps, because it helps me. I've seen the change it's made in me. I've seen the change it's made in my clients and in the children I work with, and in my own children and my own friends and my own family. This works. So one of the most amazing things I use EFT for children is building up their self-confidence, as well as anxiety, which a lot of children have right now. So you can do that with your children with anxiety. If they're not, sometimes they don't always know why they feel anxious. So you just tap on that they feel anxious. Tap on where they're feeling it. Say, I'm feeling anxious in my tummy. And they might know what it's about. It could be about sports day. It could be about if they've got something like SATs coming up or anything like that. You can do some tapping to help them. And this one is a really good one that they can just do at school. They can do it at school like this, sat at their desk. No one's going to notice. And it will help them calm them down. So you can use that on your children with anxiety. And you can also use tapping in positive affirmations for like self-confidence and self-love. So the way we do that is you can do, in this moment right now, I'm focusing on me. and I'm focusing on telling myself I'm good enough and telling myself I can do hard things. And then you can say things like, I am good enough. I am good enough. I can do hard things. I can do hard things. I believe in myself. I believe in myself. I am extraordinary. I am extraordinary. I am an amazing child. I am an amazing child. I can do anything. I can do anything. I am good enough. I am good enough. So I think you get the idea of how to use it for positive affirmations. But that is a really powerful one to use with children. I use that on my son a lot because he's a golfer, and he really kind of struggles with self-doubt sometimes and self-confidence, and that's a really good one to do with children. So I have spoken to you today about how powerful EFT is for anxiety and stress and just mum life. And I really, really hope that you guys can take this on board and remember how to use it for yourself and for your children who are either suffering with anxiety, stress, or low self-worth, or confidence, let's say, for children. Once you learn the tapping points and you put the words together, this is a tool that you have for life to use for yourself and to use for your children. And it's a really lovely time to use it, as I said, in the evenings for yourself. But if your children struggle to kind of settle down for sleep because they've had a lot going on and their minds are struggling to kind of like calm down at the end of the day, just do a bit of tapping on them as well, just to get them to release their day and to calm down. I really, really hope that that has helped some of you. If you've got any questions at all, or you would like to contact me, you can find me on my Instagram at Nicole Grant Coaching, or on my website, www.nicole-grant.com. But it's been a pleasure. It's been a pleasure to share this incredible healing modality with you all today. And I'm sending you all so much inner peace, so much love, and so much light. Take care.